What if the greatest prophecies about our time weren't hidden in cryptic symbols or mysterious codes, but were quietly wrapped in the simple stories of a carpenter's son 2,000 years ago? Stories about farmers scattering seeds, about lamps flickering at night, about coins and lost sons. They seemed harmless, almost childlike. But what if those parables were never meant to stay in the past? What if they were time-released prophecies designed to awaken this generation, designed to awaken you?
When Jesus spoke to the crowds, he didn't raise his voice like a politician or lecture like a scholar. He stood on the shore, with the sea wind brushing his robe, and simply said, "A sower went out to sow." Dust swirled around tired feet. Children fidgeted. Fishermen smelled of salt, farmers of soil, and all he gave them was a story. Some smiled politely, others nodded, pretending they understood. Most walked away thinking, that was nice, but what was the point? They had no idea they'd just heard a revolution disguised as a riddle. Because inside that story, Jesus had planted a map of the human heart. He told them, though seeing, they do not see, though hearing, they do not understand. It was his way of saying, these are not stories for entertainment, they are spiritual codes. If you have ears to hear, listen. Parables are like seeds, small, forgettable, but alive. They can lie dormant for centuries until the right moment in the right heart, and then they explode with life. Jesus planted them in first-century soil, but they were always meant to bloom in the hearts of generations yet to come, including ours. Maybe that's why they still haunt us, because something inside us knows they're speaking to us now.
Take the parable of the 10 virgins. It sounds like a wedding story, but inside it beats with an end-time alarm. 10 young women wait for the bridegroom. 5 are wise, 5 are foolish. All fall asleep. At midnight, the cry rings out, "Here's the bridegroom, come out to meet him." And only half are ready. Jesus warned, "Therefore keep watch, because you do not know the day or the hour." This isn't just ancient culture. This is our culture. We are distracted, exhausted, lulled into spiritual sleep. The oil in their lamps represents faith, intimacy with God, spiritual fire. Half had it, half didn't. And when the moment came, there was no time to borrow someone else's flame. This isn't a story. It's a prophecy to this generation. Wake up before it's too late. Or the parable of the wheat and the weeds. The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field, but while everyone was sleeping, his enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat. The wheat and weeds grow side by side, looking almost the same, until harvest. Isn't that our world now? Good and evil, side by side. Churches filled with sincere hearts and secret agendas. Truth tangled with deception. Jesus said, "Let both grow together until the harvest. Then I will tell the harvesters, first collect the weeds, then gather the wheat." This is more than a farm story. It is a prophetic snapshot of the end of the age. He saw our generation, where counterfeit faith flourishes next to the real, and he promised, the harvest is coming, and he will separate what no one else can. Or the wise and foolish builders. One built on rock, the other on sand. Storms came, only one house stood. It sounds simple, until you look at our world. We've built lives on shifting sand, success, money, image, even religion without relationship. And the storms are coming, economic, moral, cultural. Jesus wasn't giving advice. He was issuing a warning. If your life isn't anchored in me, the collapse is inevitable.
Jesus said, "You are the light of the world. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl." We've turned this into a children's song, but Jesus wasn't being poetic, he was being urgent. He knew many of his followers would grow afraid, hide their light, stay silent to stay safe. And he warned, if you hide your light, darkness wins. That wasn't moral advice, it was a prophetic call. The world is growing darker because too many lamps are hidden. Jesus is saying, shine now, while there's still time. And then the three parables in Luke 15. A shepherd leaves 99 sheep to find the one. A woman tears apart her house to find one coin. A father runs down the road to embrace his runaway son. We've called them stories of forgiveness, but they are prophecies about God's heart in the last days. While the world grows colder, more divided, more cynical, God is still chasing the lost. No one is too far, no one is forgotten, no one is beyond his reach of love. And then the parable that shakes the soul. When the Son of Man comes in his glory, he will separate the people, one from another, as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. This isn't symbolism, it's Judgment Day. And the dividing line isn't religion, politics, or popularity. It's love. Whatever you did for one of the least of these, you did for me. This parable isn't about the past. It is about the moment every soul will face. Jesus is saying, what you do with love determines eternity.
People often say Jesus told parables to make things simple, but the opposite is true. He used parables because they bypass the mind and pierce the heart. They slip past our defenses. They disarm us with simplicity, then explode with eternal truth. He said, "To you it has been given to know the secrets of the kingdom, but to them it has not been given." Those secrets were timeless, planted in human hearts, waiting for this generation to finally listen. Jesus had no microphone, no camera, no platform, just stories. And yet they outlived empires. And today, they are finding you, because they were designed to echo across time. Every parable forces a choice. Are you wheat or weeds? Asleep or awake? Rock or sand? Hidden or shining? Running away or running home? Jesus never told stories to entertain. He told them to awaken. Because prophecy isn't just about predicting the future. It's about pulling you into a decision in the present. So the question is, if Jesus' parables are speaking louder than ever right now, will you listen? Will you be the one with oil in your lamp? The one building on the rock? The one who shines in the darkness? The one who runs back into the Father's arms? Because these stories were never just stories. They were prophecies. They were wake-up calls. They were love letters from eternity, written for this very moment and written for you. He who has ears to hear, let him hear.